Hello. I've decided to start reading Chain of Thorns. So I guess this will be my first proper reading vlog. I'm excited for it. I'm not sure about the book, but okay. I have my reading light attached to it. Let me turn it off. Okay, so I've read 2 pages. 1.5 pages, okay? And let me just say, first 2 books, okay? First book I loved. That is probably one of my favorite first books in like the Shadowhunter Chronicles series. Like for a while it was Lady Midnight, but Chain of Gold. It was a really, really good first book. It made me cry. I just thought that the familial relationships in here were very, very prominent and I love them. It just felt so different from the Infernal Devices, obviously from the Mortal Instruments, and even the Dark Artifices. Like we have such a huge family, but you don't feel every sibling's like relationship because we have Julian, who is not a sibling. He's basically a father to his siblings, and his siblings aren't the main focal point of the series, and so it makes sense that we don't really get to see that. And then Mark also comes back, but then there's that tension between Julian and Mark where they've been away for so long and now they're just like starting to get to know each other as different people now. So Chain of Gold just felt very fresh and very new and very great. I especially loved Cordelia and Alistair. I thought they had the most interesting dynamic because it was just like secrets among secrets, but like they still have this like very deep care and love for each other, but like all this stuff was happening, and so it was great. And then that banger of a plot twist at the end, fantastic, amazing. And then we have the second book, which I don't really remember, but I do remember it was like okay for me. I just hated the ending because of the stupid love triangle. Anyway, reading the first page and a half, I forgot James was part demon, and so I'm wondering like, what about, because we obviously know that Cordelia and James are gonna get together. We've seen the family tree, okay? I'm just wondering how that later affects their kids and their lineage, you know? So, yeah, very interesting. Oh, I remember Matthew. He was one of my favorites. I loved him. Sad bisexuals, let's go. But I just really hate that, like, love triangle. It's so annoying. I don't know why it has to be a staple within these series. It's gonna be so annoying in the Wicked Powers, too. I'm holding out hope that it doesn't happen there because we already know that Ty and Kit. We already know. I'm just going to wonder how that's going to go. Anyway, let's hope that this third book is good. The only other third book I liked was probably Clockwork Princess, even though I don't remember it that well. I just remember like the emotions I had during it. Quite good. Queen of Air and Darkness, over 900 pages. It was fine. It was fine. I loved it at the time. I probably think it's fine now, but I loved it at the time. This is 800 pages. I'll be having a fun time doing that. Reading vlog, here we go. It is the next day and I've read about 50 pages. I'm on page 59, so about 60 pages actually. So far, I'm really liking it. I'm actually really surprised at how much I'm liking it. I mean, surprised, but also not surprised. I liked the first 2, but thoughts so far, I really don't remember the second book. I don't even really remember the title of it because I'm reading this and Ariadne's perspective came up and she's like, my father went to go talk to Tatiana, and I'm like, what does your father do? How is your family Ariadne important to like the whole thing? Because I know Ariadne and Anna had a thing, and so that's how Ariadne is like here, and also maybe with like a Charles. I completely forgot. And apparently Grace had stayed with Ariadne. See, I like don't remember anything at all. And then Grace is in the Silent City to testify against her mother. It's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't remember, and this is part of the fun. I will have to say though, Lucy, you, oh my god, necromancy, guys. I have no recollection of her actually having done the deed. Like I thought, I don't know. She's awake now though. Jesse's awake. Also with like the age difference, it's kind of like, okay. So that's how I feel about that. Matthew and Cordelia, they're really great friends. I don't see a romance happening. I don't see them that way. Like I don't know. James, I think his perspective is the most boring out of all the perspectives that we've gotten. I'm waiting for Anna's. I'm waiting for her to show up. But so far, I'm really liking it. We're really kind of getting into it. We got one mention of Grace and Christopher. From Grace's perspective, I want more. And I will have to say that Grace is probably my favorite character progression in here. There is just something so satisfying about that antagonist who turns over a new leaf, kind of, but she's very much like, you guys should kill me. I kind of deserve it. Like, I love her for that. I love her character for that. Also, another thing I forgot, Cordelia and Lilith. She made a deal or something? I don't know. That's the reason why she can't use Cortana. I'm just so confused at this point. I should read a recap, but I don't want to. I'm just gonna kind of try to navigate this. That's it for now. I'm gonna read a lot more, and I didn't realize. I thought, because you can see there's like a little bit of like pages. There's like pages where you can tell that like it's all gray or whatever. I thought that was just like part 1, part 2. No, they're images, same as what Queen of Air and Darkness was. And I turned to the first one and it's 2 people kissing, and I closed it quickly because I don't want to be spoiled. I hope it's not Cordelia and Matthew. I'm just like not here for that ship. I really am not. I like them as friends, platonically, you know, all that, but romantically, no. Like, I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I think they're just like too similar where it's like not much tension is gonna happen, you know, like romantic tension. Those are my thoughts so far. Quick update. I am on page 128. We have reached the scene where Matthew and Cordelia were making out and James have caught them. And I just have to say that, like, I'm genuinely so sick and tired of, like, the love triangles within this Chronicles series. No one is rooting for the other couple, okay? I know you did your thing, Cassandra Clare, with the Inferno devices, but you cannot replicate it in here, especially not in here. No one was shipping Clary and Simon. No one was shipping Mark and Emma. I'm not shipping Matthew and Cordelia. Like I said, I see them together platonically, not romantically. Like, you can't pull in an Infernal Devices in here because the beginning of this, James has even like expressed like, man, I was not connected with my emotions. And so even like my emotions towards Matthew, that was dulled. And so like it makes sense that that friendship never was like seen within the first 2 books, because I didn't feel like a really strong connection with their friendship in the first 2 books. Like, even James with like him and the Merry Thieves, like that was not really a thing. Like, sure, you guys call yourself the Merry Thieves, but like I'm not feeling the vibe. I'm not getting that group connection. That's because of James. And so now that he doesn't have like the spell or whatever on him anymore, he's now feeling all these emotions. And so I'm just like, you can't pull in Infernal Devices in here because like that emotional connection is disconnected between James and Matthew. So like, what the fuck? I just like, it's kind of actually so sickening, especially like on Cordelia's end. Like, I get it. James has like basically been like, you know, an unrequited love and you're choosing Matthew, but I'm just like, girl, was he ever a contender for you? Like, genuinely, honestly, was he? And it's just like Lucy said, you know, Paris is like the city of romance, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna take it. Girl, I'm just honestly so sick and tired of it, and it's like honestly frustrating me. And obviously I know at the end that Cordelia and James, they end up together, because I so stupidly, while checking how long this book was, saw the last line and it's Cordelia and James, and I'm just like, how are we gonna get past this? Because I'm just like, that is icky, icky, icky. Anyway, Grace and Christopher had another scene together. I love them so much, and that's only their second scene together. Like, they are that powerful. I love them. I just can't wait for like Grace to get the life she deserves, you know? Because it's possibly me not remembering the first 2 books, but like she's really shaping up to be my favorite character who has like the best arc, you know? Hopefully we get more of them in here and we don't end up with like a Gideon. Was it Gideon or Gabriel? I think it was Gabriel. I don't know, one of those brothers, and Cecily, because I think they met in the 3rd book and we got like maybe 2 scenes from them, and I loved them from those 2 scenes, but that was all we got and I hated it. So hopefully that doesn't happen here with them. I think they're just like such a dynamic duo, and it could be so interesting to really delve into their relationship. It's amazing. Thomas and Alistair, I'm rooting for them. They have like the best scenes together. Like the banter is there. It's perfect. And they're just two idiots who have feelings for each other, but like it's just like they're just like idiots, you know? And then we have Ariadne and Anna, who are a bit more complicated because of how things ended up. But Ariadne is staying at Anna's place, please. We all know what that's a recipe for. I'm excited for them. Yeah, that's where we are. We're 100 pages in, and things are kind of just starting to ramp up. That's usually how I feel with, like, Cassandra Clare books. It's, like, not until halfway when things kind of get, like, the ball rolling. Yeah. I don't know. It's always the fucking main couple. That is why I loved The Dark Artifices so much. I loved it so much because you knew that the love triangle between Emma and Mark was just, like, something stupid. But honestly, like, do we even fucking need it? They were together off page for, like, a month maybe before Emma and Julian were already making out again. Like, I just don't see the need for a love triangle to persist. Like, that cannot be your bread and butter, Cassandra Clare. Like, please stop. I don't know if anyone else feels this way. I just am so enraged right now. So it's just so, I hate it. That's it. It's been a couple days. I'm watching Percy Jackson right now. I'm waiting, because it is Tuesday, for the new episode to come out. I also started school today. My last semester. I'm so excited. I'm going to graduate in May. I got mail, and it's a package from my friend. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, I love them. They're from my friend Jasmine, and they look beautiful. Thank you. Anyway, talking about, obviously, Chain of Thorns. I don't know when I last updated you guys, but I am on page 378. And you know what? That is just like kind of ridiculous, because I am just so annoyed at this point. And I don't know. There are so many perspectives. Like, this is the thing that's bothering me the most right now. There's so many perspectives. Let's count them off, okay? There's Cordelia, there's James, there's Matthew, there's Christopher, there's Thomas, there's Alistair, there's Ariadne, or Ari, Anna, Grace, and then some other random perspective that helps move the plot along. That's 10. And I'm just getting really, really tired, because we are almost 400 pages into this, and we are still dealing with the things that we have been dealing with since the 100-page mark. You know, so it's kind of ridiculous that it's taking this long just to resolve everything. And it's really, really making me mad, because I swear this love triangle has been dragging on 300 pages, almost 400 pages. This love triangle. And I swear to God, the miscommunication is gonna make me, like, it's gonna make my head explode, because I don't know. I know you guys are 17, but get it together. Okay? I'm kind of sick of it. I'm very sick of it. With James and Cordelia, I swear to fucking God. Yes, they have the demon, the devil to worry about, Belial and Lilith. But beyond that, it is kind of only that love triangle, and they're like feelings for each other. And I'm just like very, very over it. And also, you know who's really getting on my nerves? Lucy and Jesse, because of his association to Lucy. I'm just also really annoyed with, like, Lucy's character and how her arc is going, because I swear every time we get her perspective, it is just Jesse, and then a little bit of Cordelia. Like, please, I would rather read more about this friendship breakup. It's not really a breakup, but they had a fight between Lucy and Cordelia than Lucy's relationship with Jesse. Like, I feel like we've gone through 2 books of it. We don't need any more. Jesse's a human. Yes, yada, yada, yada. I don't need the lovey-dovey stuff. The lovey-dovey stuff happened when he was a ghost, okay? I don't care about that. I care about Lucy and Cordelia because, oh my God, that fight was kind of amazing. I am just a sucker for arguments and fights, okay? Like, come on. That was the best scene in this book so far. That fight between Cordelia and Lucy. You know why? Because it touched on so many unsaid things. Like, it just kind of like, it made sense to me. Obviously, Cordelia is going to feel some type of way about Lucy reaching out to Grace for like help with Jesse and stuff. Because you know why? Cordelia has had these like unrequited feelings for James, and it was like always like Grace. You know, it's just like, it makes sense. You know, like, Grace is not the villain here, okay? Let's make that clear. She's not the villain here. I kind of love her. It would make sense that Cordelia would feel some type of way about it with Lucy. And then Lucy not telling Cordelia about Jesse is just like kind of a huge thing, you know? And then like basically resurrecting him. That's also a really big thing that Cordelia probably should have known. Shouldn't have. I don't know. I'm on the side of should have. Because if anything, I am on Cordelia's side in this argument. Okay? I'm not on Lucy's side. What did Cordelia hide from Lucy? Just her feelings for James? But that's none of Lucy's business. And yes, I understand. Jesse and Lucy is none of Cordelia's business. But it's just like, girl, you going, like, you in cahoots with Grace, that is just something that like possibly you could have brought up to Cordelia. I don't know. It's very messy right now. But yeah, it's just really hard for me to like keep going. I mean, I obviously will. I'm way too far in to give up now. All of this is pissing me off. And I did spoil myself. I know who dies at the end. Horrible. Anyway, Grace and Christopher, I'm needing more of them. I need more of them. Absolutely more of them. More of Thomas and Alistair. More of Ari and Anna. Like, those 6 are the ones who are really, like, just giving me life right now. And I thank them for that. I thank them so much. I'm just really tired of Cassandra Clare doing these love triangles. It really irks me. And it, like, the reason why it irks me so much is because one side of the love triangle is just, like, it's this relationship that shouldn't have even been touched in the first place. You know, like, you can't do the Inferno devices again, okay? I don't know if I said it. I will say it again. You can't do the Inferno devices again, okay? That between Jem, Tessa, and Will still was really messy. Like, come on, girl. Why? It makes sense. But at the end of the day, it's just like they all love each other. And it's like you can feel that through the entire thing. Will and Jem have this like really unbreakable bond. And Tessa just has so much chemistry with Jem and also with Will. And so it just makes sense that like it goes all ways. Okay? Then with the Mortal Instruments, it's like you knew Simon and Clary weren't ever going to be a thing, you know? Like, you just knew. Sure. And then for the Dark Artifices, like, the thing between Emma and Mark wasn't even a thing, but like still, that's so fucking messy. That is Julian's brother. Messy. But like that was basically not a thing, like, by the next book, by the second book, you know, because the first book, it ended with like that little pact that Emma and Mark make. And then, like, we don't see any of it. And then right at the beginning of Lord of Shadows, they're not even dating anymore, you know? So it's just, like, there, I'm just kind of like, I guess you served your purpose, but also we didn't need you. So that love triangle, it was, like, so annoying, but, like, whatever. It wasn't the main meat of the story, okay? The main meat was that forbidden love. And I love them. I love them, and I will take no complaints, okay? And then with this, it's just like, you're so sickening. How are you going to make it between Cordelia, James, and Matthew? James and Matthew being childhood best friends. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And it just really pisses me off because both of them are just like, I'm in love with her. And I don't know. I feel some type of way about it because why? And is there going to be a fucking love triangle and the wicked powers? I'm just really mad right now. So, but you know what is just so fantastic and what majority love triangle should be. It should be the main love interest, the main character, obviously, and then the enemy of that love interest. You know? I feel like that one I'm totally fine with. Like the Hunger Games, love triangle, whatever, Peeta was always endgame. But with that, it was just like those two people were connected to Katniss in a way, not Gale and Peeta being besties or brothers, you know? So there wasn't that extra added element that just made it so messy. Like, I don't understand, like, with, like, the Summer I Turned Pretty or, like, the Walter Boys, whatever thing. Like, get away from these brothers and best friends, please. Stop. If a love triangle is going to be anything, it should be that. Or it should be the Inferno Devices, where everyone just loves everyone. That's my golden rule if we're going to do a love triangle. So, yeah. I haven't read anything today. I had to read stuff for school. So I think I have to revert back to finding whatever time I have in the day to try to finish this book, because I'm not going to drag it on for this long. I want to get to other books. I'm kind of tired of reading this book, but that's not what this is. I want to show you this that I got. It's pronounced Hug. I think it's a Danish word. At least that's what I'm reading here. It says a word in Danish and Norwegian. And the definition is, it describes a cozy, contented mood evoked by comfort and, oh my god, this word, conviviality. I'm doing Secret Santa with my coworkers, and the person I got is into this kind of lifestyle, I guess. At least that's what they put on their Secret Santa list or something. So I found this game and I'm hoping she'll like it, but I also got one for me because it's cozy conversation and pleasant company. We're gonna go through some of them and we'll see how it goes. And there's 3 questions here. We should read the rules. More than 300 thought-provoking questions. So there's 3 questions on there. I guess you can choose whatever one, or you can answer all of them. Let's do the one that's most interesting. Do you find love, or does love find you? I'm hoping that it'll find me. I don't go seeking out for it. Would you rather be stuck on a desert island with your mom or dad? Why? I feel like I really don't want to be stuck on an island with either of them, actually. I don't know. I feel like my dad would be resourceful, but he often does not give a very serious answer. My mom, on the other hand, I feel she would also be resourceful, but I feel like she would trust me too much, and I'm not the best judge of character. I'm not going to choose either of them. I'd rather be stuck by myself. What expensive activity would you like to try or do if you could afford it? Ice skating. Ice skating lessons. It's so expensive. Let's do 2 more. Ooh, let's do this one. Are there any recurring themes in your dreams? I would have to say, at least the ones that I remember, I sometimes really love my dreams because a lot of them are just me in a romantic relationship or something adjacent to that. It's just a great draw from reality. Is that the right wording choice? It's like putting me in a story, and I really enjoy that. I appreciate it. I appreciate myself for having those kinds of dreams. So yeah, that's like the biggest like through line in my dreams. Otherwise, it's a lot of me crying. That's probably another through line. If you could see into the future, how far ahead would you want to see? I feel like seeing into the future is very dangerous because what if I fuck it up? I feel like going to the past, it's kind of like whatever. I would leave it. You know, if I went to the past, I would leave it. But if I went to the future and I went back into the present, obviously, I'm going to be so influenced by that future thing that it would be impossible to live life to my fullest, you know? But if I would have to say, like, the farthest I would go, I would probably go 60 years into the future. I feel like that's far enough where it wouldn't really matter because I'd probably be in some retirement home or not even here. I feel like 60 years is a good number. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to show you this. It made me really tired. Like, that took up a lot of energy, and I still have to do some homework, so that's fun. Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm here back after a week to talk about this book. It's safe to say I'm disappointed, and I gave this a 2 or 2.5 out of 5 stars. It was such such a bad ending to this series. And I'm so mad because the first book was so good. Chain of Gold, unbeatable. I am stating it here. It is better than Lady Midnight, okay? Lady Midnight was my all-time favorite first book in a series in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Chain of Gold literally blew it out of the water. It's so good. It's amazing. And I had so much hope for this series, but it was blown to shreds. And I'm so disappointed. So quickly talking about it because I don't want to get angry anymore, and this book just makes me angry. Let's first talk Christopher. I don't think she had to kill him. There was absolutely literally no reason to kill Christopher. No reason at all. Nothing. I can't express how frustrated I am with it because no one said farewell to him. They all just kind of moved past his death. I'm very mad, and also it probably has to do with the fact that I wanted to see the relationship between Christopher and Grace grow into fruition. They were my favorite, and we got 5 scenes from them. I wanted that from them. I wanted to see just their relationship actually happen. I am so angry, literally, because there was literally no reason. I don't know what Cassandra Clare was thinking. I can't even talk about it. Oh my god. Okay, I guess let's go through character by character. Lucy and Jesse, still don't care about them. Will not ever care about them. I read this one good think piece on Tumblr. I think it was Tumblr, where someone was talking about not really liking Lucy at the end, and it was because she literally did not suffer the consequences of her actions. And I agree with that, okay? Because she basically did necromancy. I know they keep saying, well, technically it wasn't. It was, Lucy. Shut up. It was. Her friendship with Cordelia, that thing. I'm going to take sides and say that it's Lucy's fault. So that too. It's just the think piece. I will put it on the screen here if I can find it again. But yeah, she's this privileged girl who does not suffer the consequences of her actions. And it's kind of befuddling because I don't know. I feel like Cassandra Clare would be the kind of writer to punish this kind of character. I don't know. Whatever. I didn't like Lucy. I didn't care for Jesse at the end. Even their relationship, I could give a fuck less. Anna and Ari. I am also very disappointed because we did not get the Anna and Ari realness. We barely got scenes from them. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. It's very complicated how I feel. I wanted more and I didn't get any. And this is fucking 800 pages, basically. 800 pages. And it's what were you fucking writing, Cassandra Clare? Sorry. Excuse my French, but seriously, I feel like we focused way too much on that stupid fucking love triangle. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Okay. So, Ari and Anna, I love them, but I am disappointed because I wanted more from them. Talking about Alistair and Thomas, they were my favorite. Absolute favorites. Love them. Stand out. Thomas is just a fucking sweetheart. He is so cute. I love him. Alistair, he's my favorite character. I love him. I just think that his arc is the best out of everyone's, and it's so amazing to read. I think I liked that it was the first whole book, Chain of Gold. It was pretty much Alistair as the outcast, and it was slowly integrating him in, and that is fucking amazing. I love him. He is amazing. I love him. He is the best fucking character in this series. Let's talk Grace. I really, really liked Grace in this book. I did have my complicated feelings about her in the beginning books, but I really, really like her in this one. I think she was another standout character. I really, again, wish that Christopher didn't die. I don't know, because I feel like Christopher brought so much out of Grace, and for Christopher to die and then I don't know. I just feel like I was cheated. I know that Grace is a strong character by herself, but it's just the fact that Christopher had so much to do with her arc, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like maybe if there was more progression in her character after Christopher's death, maybe. Or if there was more progression before Christopher died, then I would feel fine, but I don't feel fine now. enraged is what I feel right now. So yeah, Grace, I really liked her. Matthew, I know he's dealing with addiction and alcohol withdrawal. It's a really tough journey that he's going through, and I do appreciate it, and I like to see the support that the other characters in this story are giving to him. But I feel like, I don't know if it's because of his arc, but I feel like after that whole love triangle debacle, you know what I'm talking about? Like, do you? I don't know. It's just, I don't even know how to phrase it. Like, maybe it's because I'm forgetting the other two books and how he acted in those. I think. I don't know. Talking about James, boring. Why the fuck is he a main character? He's so damn boring. Sorry if you like him, but I can't stand that man at all. It's just no personality to him. Like, I don't care about him at all. And I also read another think piece about James. I'll put it here if I can find it. Like, he was much more complex in, I guess, like the short stories, or like, I think it was the Midnight Era or whatever. But there was a lot of complexity to him where he had these feelings of being an outcast and like a lot of resentment and stuff like that, but that was all brushed aside, and he was this very charismatic and like lovable type of guy that everyone wanted to get with, that type of thing. I would have very much wanted to have read that other version of James. I feel like that's more compelling, and I feel like it would be very interesting to read in this kind of story, because Cordelia is kind of the one who everyone is in love with, you know, not James. Cordelia is, and for James, oh my god, that would have been so great. Oh, Cassandra Clare, you missed out. Okay, let's talk about Cordelia. I appreciate Cordelia. I love her. In my heart, I know she's a Libra. It doesn't say, but I know in my heart she's a Libra, okay? I'm not into astrology like that, but I just know because I am also a Libra, okay? And it's not me projecting. I love her so much, and I feel like she did not get the story that she deserved. You know, I feel like with her kind of character, she should have had a more dynamic storyline and a more dynamic arc. And I'm, again, disappointed, infuriated, frustrated, all of that. Sighs. And let's go back to that fucking love triangle, okay? My thing is, there's way too many perspectives in this book, okay? I know I counted it out all before, but I was missing Jesse and Lucy. That's 12 perspectives, okay? That is way too fucking much. And for this kind of story that like wants to be fast-paced, it's not fast-paced because of how many fucking perspectives that we have in here. We always have to keep stopping. And also, side note, Cordelia ran. She is always running. Why? You know, it doesn't make an impact. What else? Going back to, there's too many perspectives. So with there being so many romantic relationships in here, you can't justify that any of this is slow burn, because it's not. Slow burn is not telling one story and then shoving 10 perspectives in between and then coming back to it. That's not slow burn. You know what I'm talking about? That is why the fucking love triangle ended up like taking place for 300 fucking pages. 300 pages in this 800 page book. What else more did we need from the love triangle, you know? Because you would have Cordelia on page 140 being like, I don't know who to really trust right now, because James is saying one thing and Matthew's saying one thing, and yada yada yada. And then we jump to page 230 and Cordelia's still at the same place, and you're telling me they've had 5 battles, Thomas and Alistair have made out, Jesse and Lucy have met Malcolm Fade and are telling him Annabelle Blackthorne can't be found. Like, are you kidding me? There was no progression into this. You can't say it's fast paced when you keep going back to the same thing over and over. I digress. This is just, I'm going to be honest, it was a waste of my time. I know I'm being very, very harsh right here, but I'm just so disappointed because the first book was so good and I had so many high hopes for this series. I literally thought that it was going to be my favorite series within the Shadowhunter Chronicles, but no, The Dark Artifices still takes the cake. I don't care what you guys say about Queen of Air and Darkness. I still loved it. I don't care. That little section in the mid half of the book is basically fan fiction. I love it, okay? I love my Julian and Emma. You cannot take them away from me. I love them. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I ended up like speed reading towards the end because I really didn't care. Also, Belial, what kind of villain was that? Not scary at all, not intimidated. He was a joke, honestly. Clown behavior, loser behavior. Even Lilith, not intimidated, not scared. The stakes weren't really high in this. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of these stories are just kind of rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And I'm getting very, very sick and tired of it because it doesn't feel like nothing new. And for this to be the 4th series within the Shadowhunter Chronicles, I think, yeah, because you have the Mortal Instruments, and that is its own plot line. And then we have the Inferno Devices. And I feel like they use the trope of the love triangle like very differently. Disregard whatever the fuck happened in the Dark Artifices because it really did not need to happen. It was not needed at all. Seriously. The Mortal Instruments one, again, you also kind of didn't need it, but like it made a little bit more sense when Simon was the best friend of Clary, or is the best friend of Clary. And so it made sense that like maybe they would see if there's a spark there, but obviously there's not. And then with the Inferno Devices, it's like a 3-way love triangle. We all love each other. Beautiful, perfect. Dark Artifices, we didn't need it, but we had that like really intense soulmate type of connection between Emma and Julian, with them growing up through a lot of hardship and then them eventually coming together. I feel like it was just kind of perfect, and I love it. And I love that it was a story about these two people who against all odds end up together, and I love it. I love it. Would you consider it star-crossed lovers? I don't know. The Dark Artifices just had like a very, very different feeling, and then this book, I feel like, is just trying to recycle a lot of like the things that happen in it. I feel like also a lot of the Inferno Devices stuff is like trying to happen in here. No, like I said, with that love triangle, you cannot replicate it in here because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm very disappointed. I'm sure I have more thoughts, but I'm exhausted at this point. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and just remember that these are my opinions. You can have your own. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.